Welcome fans to Carver Gymnasium for this evening's contest featuring the Central Washington Wildcats as they take on our home team, Western Washington University Vikings. Fans, at this time, if you could please rise and remove your caps, we will honor America with the playing of our national anthem performed this evening by the Western Washington University Pep Band. Fans, now for our team lineups. First, from the visiting Central Washington Wildcats, as announced by their head coach, Mario Andaya. Coach Andaya is assisted by Lauren Herseth and Leanna Shumansky. Fans, welcome to the court. Number 3, Scotty Ellsworth. Number 6, Morgan Maxwell. Number 7, Rachel Lambrecht. Number 8, Mackenzie Borick. Number 9, Brooke Garman. Number 11, Alyssa Smith. Number 14, Shaughnessy Fisk. Number 15, Michaela Uhlenkott. And number 20, Kylie Thorne. Fans, now the starting lineup for the Central Washington Wildcats. Welcome to the court. Number 1, Tia Andaya. Number 2, Sydney Remsburg. Number 4, Abby Snethen. Number 16, Emma Daoud Hebert. Number 18, Madiana Payne. Number 19, Ashley Kaufman. And the libero, number 13, Hannah Stiers. Fans, these are the Central Washington Wildcats. Viking fans, are you ready?
Top dollar designer with Jordan 5. Really like I gave him a couple tries, now I'm cutting ties. This my life, yo, entertainment. I want the money, being famous. Why is you 53 still banging? Sick of these niggas, put me in containment. Umbrella in the roads, case it rain. Going wherever the money take me. All this forever, that'll never change. Don't think about it, but I miss my
I want the spot. I got what it takes to get to the top. The money I make, cannot compete. They know that I'm getting a lot. They come to that, I'm getting a lot. I know she a thot, so give her a shot. I'm pulling back to the twist of my shot.
Fans, now let's meet your number 12 ranked Western Washington University Vikings. Fans, welcome to the court our red shirt players, Finley Clays, Caroline Hansen, Morgan Harrison, Anu Lopez, Delaney Spear, Emily Vassenkuhl, and Asia Stewart. Fans, now our team lineup. Welcome to the court number 3, Anna Marisic. Number 4, Anna Vanderyacht. Number 5, Kylie Honrud. Number 8, Tupu Lologo. Number 10, Devin Ostrich. Number 14, Abby May. Number 15, Carly Try. Number 16, Janelle Grant. And number 19, Adele Holland. Fans, now here is your starting lineup. This evening's starting lineup is announced by our head coach, Diane Flick-Williams. Coach Flick-Williams is assisted by James Suh, Michaela Hall, Chris Leverins, and Brad Saindon. Fans, welcome to the court. Number 6, a 5'7" senior from Burien, Washington, Malia Aliaga. A 5'11" sophomore from Bothell, number 11, Gabby Kepley. A 6' senior from Duvall, Washington, number 12, Chloe Ritzesender. A 6'2" senior from Olympia, number 13, Olivia Fairchild. A 6'1" senior from Auburn, number 18, Callie Heilborn. A 5'10" senior from Lake Stevens, number 22, Gabby Gunterman. And our libero, a 5'6" senior from University Place, number 1, Casey Woodruff. Fans, these are your Western Washington Vikings!
Evening and welcome to WECU Court here on the campus of Western Washington University. We're here in Carver Gymnasium. The Vikings are back home after their 2-game stint out in Alaska. I am Zen Hill, joined by Adam Race today. Central Washington versus Western Washington today. Adam, what are we looking at for the Vikings for this game so far?
Well, we're looking at a huge match as far as momentum goes. You know, they stumbled a little bit on the road in Alaska, losing to a really good Alaska Anchorage team. And now they come home to a packed Carver Gym. I can hardly hear you, Zen. It is loud in here. It is raucous. It is a hostile environment for the visitors today. And the Vikings have to take advantage and take a huge win and keep dominating like they have the whole season.
Yep, Carver Gymnasium packed already. Cheer is here. Band is here. Everyone's in full swing of their classes, and they're here to support their Vikings. Looking at Central Washington right now, they're coming into this game 3-2 in the season. They're 3rd in the GNAC for that. Their last match was against Seattle Pacific in a tough 5-set game where they lost 15-11 in that 5th set. At one point, they held an 8-5 lead in that final 5th set, but ended up giving that one away and taking the loss to Seattle Pacific. They definitely need to capitalize. If they take the lead today, they need to hold on to it, not make errors if they want to keep this a close game against the 12th nationally ranked Vikings. We're getting ready to get it started here. Central will serve first. Remsburg is back there for her. And here's the first serve of the game, and we are underway. Dug up by Woodruff. Here's Aliaga. Gunterman, and she gets the first point right off the rip for the Vikings.
Get used to that, folks. When Gabby Gunterman's on, those kind of attacks are just unstoppable. Good attempt from Hannah Stiers, but just no chance on that powerful attack.
The energy already coming out here in Carver. They're hyped. It's 1-0. Gunterman's back to serve now after the kill. Central bringing it back. Remsburg brings it up. That one's going to be long from Andaya, and that'll be point Vikings, 2-0 now.
It looks like they got a tip at the net there.
Seems it will, so it's going to be 1-1. Must have tipped off the net from the Vikings, and Central evens up this game now. There's a serve from Stiers. Woodruff to Aliaga. Halborn blocked at the net. Aliaga back. Fairchild serves it up for Halborn again. And that'll be a double hit. So point Central there, and they take a 2-1 lead.
Vikings have a habit of getting off to slow starts early in sets. Trying to break that here in front of a loud crowd who are into it.
Stires again. Halborn digs it out this time to Aliaga. Over to Kepley, blocked at the net, and point Central. An early 3-1 here for Central.
Great early showing from Central Washington, blocking them at the net, forcing mistakes. This is exactly what they need to do. They cannot let the momentum swing in favor of the Vikings early if they're going to have a chance here in Carver Gym.
Central Washington is a phenomenal defensive team. They are 6th in Division II as a team with 2.57 blocks per set, but that'll be point Vikings that time as they try to bring it back in here.
And that precision hitting is what we've seen all year here at Carver Gym. It was missing a little bit on that trip to Alaska, especially against Alaska Anchorage, but when they can get those just on the line, they are a dangerous attacking team that there's not much you can do against.
Abby May now is in to serve. She comes in for the Vikings, and we'll see her for the first time here. It'll go over. Dug up by Central. Here comes their attack. Goes off of Gunterman, and that'll be point Central.
Central Washington clearly did not come here to get swept like every other opponent has in the GNAC this season who's come to Carver Gym. They're putting up some numbers early.
Just need to hold on to this lead that they have so far. Have the momentum in this game so far, I would say. There's their serve. Halborn to Aliaga. Tipped over by Ritza Sender, but they keep it alive. Central now over with the attack, blocked at the net, and that'll be point Vikings.
Boy, Ritza Sender getting up at the net. We saw last time here we were at Carver Gym, the Vikings were just smothering at the net. There was nowhere through. And if they can get that kind of defense consistently, Central Washington's going to have a very tough time.
Ritza Sender always going to contribute defensively. She's got 1.27 blocks per set. That's 2nd in the GNAC. The logo now to serve. Central setting up, and she just dumps it over there. Tia Ndaya.
That is a very well-played dump there. Usually you just see them throw it over haphazardly, but that one was powerful. No time to react for the Vikings.
Ndaya, a very special player for the Central team right here. She's all over the court for them, assisting, digging, and getting those kills. Here's Aliaga to Halborn. That'll be point Vikings, deflected off of Central.
And back to Tia Ndaya. I want everyone home to keep an eye on her. She has had 6 straight double-doubles against conference opponents, including a triple-double against Western Oregon. She does it all for the Wildcats.
Very recently for her, too, she had a massive game versus Montana State Billings. 12 kills, 29 assists, 6 digs, 5 aces. Just absolutely all over the court for them. Here's Central. Blocked at the net, but down. That'll be point Central, 6-4.
We saw in our last match here in Carver Gym, Malia Aliaga was getting up at the net and getting those blocks. That one just slips through.
Central putting up a fight here, holding on to that 2-point lead. There's the serve. Aliaga over to Ritza Sender at the net, blocked, and that'll be out of bounds, so that'll be point Vikings.
Great court awareness from Woodruff. Knew that one was just going to land out. Lets it go. And the Vikings have almost brought it all the way back to tied.
It's exactly what you expect to see from the senior Woodruff, the libera. Great defensive play there. She serves now for the Vikings. It's 5-6. Ndaya sets it up and blocked at the net. Point Vikings, and they have crawled back into this and tied it up here in the first set.
Gabby Gunterman returned to sender, straight back down on the court. And the Vikings have tied it up for the first time since 0-0.
Vikings trying to swing it their way now. Woodruff serve again. Makes it over. Stires brings it up. Ndaya keeps it in, and they'll just bump it over now. The logo to Aliaga. Fairchild straight to the ground.
That just looked too easy for the Vikings. Just a casual little set from Aliaga, and Fairchild slams it home. Looking like they're picking up some steam here.
They lead by 1. Woodruff still serving. Central trying to get it back. Tipped up by Halborn. She keeps it alive. The logo will set it up. Gunterman coming. That one's kept alive by Stires. Ndaya brings it back in. There's the attack. Bumped up by Woodruff. Aliaga to Gunterman. Tips it over. Central does a good job keeping it alive there. They'll get a weak hit over, though. The logo over to Aliaga, who dumps it over. But Central once again keeps it alive here. Dug up by Heilborn this time. What a rally we have going here. Heilborn over, blocked at the net. It'll be point Central, tying it up 7-7.
That is the first really good rally we've seen in this match. Great defense from both teams. Hallie Heilborn with a couple of really nice digs. But in the end, just not enough. We've got a close first set here.
It has been fun so far. Kaufman back to serve for Central. That one is going to be long. Point Vikings there. An error the Central Washington Wildcats cannot afford to have in a close game like this.
First service error of the match for either team. And you're absolutely right, Zen. This is not the time for any kind of service errors from Central Washington. They need everything to go their way.
You cannot give the Vikings any breathing room, especially at home. Aliaga will serve now for the Vikings. That one's over. Andaya setting it up here with the attack. Woodruff digs it out. Coming over for Gunterman. Gets between the block, but Central keeps it alive. Stires just tips it over there. And that's going to be point Vikings.
We've seen a couple of miscues in setup play from the Wildcats. Maybe it's this environment getting to them, but they're just not perfectly executing there, setting up attacks. See if the Vikings can take advantage.
Yeah, they've had a lot of weak just bumps over, letting the Vikings get set a lot easier. They need to get their attacks focused if they want to keep around in this game. They bumped that one over. Good effort from Aliaga. Good effort from Woodruff. And that's hit over. Vikings keep it alive from some great defensive efforts. Here comes the attack. Aliaga keeps it alive. Woodruff. And here comes Heilborn with the attack. Bumped up by Central. Andaya over, and that's going to be point Vikings with the double hit. What a defensive play for the Vikings.
What a defensive stand. Carver is rocking. That is a great rally there from the Vikings. A diving dig.
Just phenomenal hustle from the Vikings. Woodruff, Aliaga keeping that play alive. Aliaga's serve over as the Vikings now lead by 3. That one is unable to be kept alive by Heilborn, so Central gets their 8th point of this match.
The Vikings have gone on a run here. They have 6 of the last 7 points. They were down 6-4, now up 10-8. They have reclaimed the momentum in a big way.
Back to serve is Remsburg for Central. Heilborn get it up. Aliaga, Fairchild just dips it over. Remsburg now sets it up. Blocked at the net. And down point Vikings.
That was Olivia Fairchild getting up at the net, sending it back down. We've seen a lot of contribution at the net. We saw Gunterman get up. We saw Heilborn get up, and now Fairchild.
Vikings playing some really good defense to start this set. As Gunterman's back to serve now. Stires keeps it up. Remsburg sent over, but too far.
Wildcats can't afford to making these errors. They've had a few.
And that is going to be the first time out of the game as the Vikings now lead by 4. We will be right back from Carver Gymnasium.
Welcome to our busy world, where we all want more energy, but with less carbon footprint. That's why at BP, we're working to make energy that's cleaner and better. We're producing cleaner burning natural gas and solar and wind power. And wherever your day takes you, we have advanced fuels for a better commute. And we're developing ultra-fast charging technology for EVs. At BP, we see possibilities everywhere, so we can all keep advancing.
Welcome back to Carver Gymnasium here. Vikings versus the Wildcats. Vikings up by 4 right now. So far through the game, Adam, what do you think has been the key for both sides? What have they both been doing really good?
Well, the Wildcats came out really well, took an early lead, but since then they've just had some problems with attacking errors. They've got as many kills as they have errors. They need to avoid those if they're going to take any sets here at Carver.
There's the attack from Daya. Vikings unable to keep it alive there, and that'll be point Wildcats out of the timeout.
And Daya, early leader for the Wildcats in kills. That is her 2nd on 4 total attacks. Go along with 2 assists and 2 digs. Once again, she's doing it all for the Wildcats.
Stires serves it up. Aliaga over to Kepley. Tips it over Stires, bumps it up. And that one is kept alive by Woodruff. Off the net, trying to get it over is Woodruff, but it'll not get there. Great hustle, but unable to keep that ugly play alive there for the Vikings.
Heroic effort from Woodruff, sprawling here and there, but just short of getting that one alive.
Both sides have just been falling all over the court today. Some great hustle here in a big rivalry game at Western. Kepley off the hands of Central and point Vikings.
Gabby Kepley with that intensity, that glare. She means business on the court, and she attacks with venom.
We'll see Abby May come in again for the Vikings to serve it up here. There's her serve. Central trying to set it up here for Andaya. Tipped off the net by the Vikings, and that'll be point Wildcats.
Central just hanging around here. They haven't been able to really grab the momentum back, but they're staying in the set, giving themselves a chance. They need to go on a run soon, though.
Just need to capitalize on these point swings. They get the service back, can't afford to make an error. There's a serve there. And a bad dig there from Heilborn.
First service ace of the match for the Wildcats.
It's Fisk back to serve for Central. That one's up by Gunterman to Aliaga, over to Heilborn, who tips it over. Central able to keep it alive, though. Central will send it over. And there's Woodruff. And that's the attack there from Ritza Sender. Unable to get anything, though. Little miscommunication there for Central. And that'll be point Vikings.
Another miscue by the Wildcats, and that is just killer. They were on a roll. They'd had 4 of the last 5 points. And now Vikings looking to build this lead back up.
Seen Central just been giving away a couple free points with their uncoordinated attacks. The logo serves for the Vikings, and that'll be long.
Tupelo logo, often a sure-handed server for the Vikings, just a couple inches long there.
First service error for the Vikings on the game so far. Central really needs to capitalize here, though. Andaya. Woodruff to Aliaga, who tries to dump it over. Woodruff keeps it alive. Aliaga keeps it up. Ritza Sender unable to get there, and that'll be point Wildcats.
Great play at the net there by the Wildcats. The dump attempt from Aliaga just sent straight back. And they've tied it back up here. They've clawed their way back. They've won 5 of the last 7 points. They were down by 4 at one point. All knotted up at 14 now.
All tied up here, a little over halfway through the set so far. Huge serve coming here for both sides. Try and take that momentum. Gunnerman digs that one out. Aliaga over to Heilborn. Just taps it over. Good dig there by Fisk. There's the attack, and straight to the ground. What attack by Kaufman.
That's a great attack there from Kaufman. And the Wildcats take the lead for the first time since early in the set. Vikings need to switch something up here. Turn the tide.
Central's really shifted it this way. Gunterman now. Aliaga. A little rough play there. Heilborn just sends it over lightly. And die over to Kaufman again, and off of the logo, and that'll be point Wildcats again.
It is all Wildcats right now, and it'll force a timeout from head coach Diane Flick-Williams.
Timeout for the Vikings. They're down by 2, and we will be right back from Carver Gymnasium.
Welcome to Fowler, Indiana, one of the windiest places in America, and home to 3 BP wind farms. In the off chance the wind ever stops blowing here, the lights can keep on shining thanks to our natural gas, a smart partner to renewable energy that's always ready when needed. Or not. At BP, we see possibilities everywhere to help the world keep advancing. This simple banana peel represents a bold idea, a way to create energy from household trash. It not only saves about 80% in carbon emissions, it helps reduce landfill waste. That's why BP is partnering with a California company, Fulcrum Bioenergy, to turn garbage into jet fuel, because we can't let any good ideas go to waste. At BP, we see possibilities everywhere to help the world keep advancing.
Back here at Carver Gymnasium, your Vikings down by 2 to the Central Washington Wildcats. It's Wildcats serve. Vikings just had the timeout, and here comes a serve from Andaya. That one's going to be long, and point Vikings.
The Vikings needed that. Andaya had 2 straight kills and also forced the attacking error from Aliaga in those last 3 consecutive points. And they needed something to swing their way, see if they can take advantage.
Second service error for the Wildcats. Cannot be afforded to give away those points. They only lead by 1 now, so here's Halborn's serve. Stiers digs it out. That one sent to the ground by Snethel, and point Wildcats.
Another powerful attack into there. Looks like they're going after that back right there a couple of times. It was Halborn that time trying to dig it out. Didn't really have a chance at it, though.
It was a really good hit by Abby Snethen there for the Wildcats. They'll be back to serve now. Lambrecht. Halborn. Aliaga serving it up. Ritz sender off the net. Blocked. Ritz sender now to Halborn. She sends it over. Blocked again by the Wildcats.
That is some great play from Emma Daoud-Hibert. Blocks it twice. Second time gets the point for the Wildcats. Stifling defense.
We knew the Wildcats were dangerous on defense. 2.57 blocks per set. That one gets over, and that's going to be point Vikings there. Aliaga sends that one over.
Aliaga gets in a shoving match at the net. She comes out in top.
It's a little back and forth there, and the Vikings get a much-needed point here towards the end of this first set. They trail by 2, and Woodruff's back to serve for them. Dug up by Kaufman. Over to Andaya. Kaufman. Halborn with a good dig. Lalogo keeps it alive. Halborn sends it over long. Too long, and that's going to be point Wildcats.
We've seen that before. Halborn making a great dig, but just misplaying the attack. Halborn is so crucial to this Vikings attack. It's such a deep team going forward. So many options.
There's Kaufman. Aliaga over to Fairchild. Blocked it then again for the Wildcats. Fairchild off the fingertips, but it gets over this time. That one's blocked by the Vikings this time. They keep it alive. Aliaga. Gunterman tipped at the net, and that's going to be point Vikings.
We hadn't actually seen an attack from Gunterman in a little while, but you give it to Gunterman, that's just what happens. She puts it away. Vikings trying to claw their way back in, but they've got to do it quickly.
This first set almost coming to a close here. The Vikings still down by 2 as Central holds on to that small lead. Aliaga sends that one over. And Daya now. Blocked at the net for the Vikings this time, and that'll be point Vikings 18-19.
Kepley and Fairchild at the net.
Vikings showing off their own defensive efforts here. Crawling back into this game. Malia Aliaga, happy birthday to her. She's back to serve. Central sends it over. Woodruff digs it out this time. Aliaga to Gunterman. Blocked at the net. Once again for Central, and a huge point there as that puts them in the 20 range.
Once again, Emma Daoud-Hibert shutting down one of the best attackers in not only the GNAC, but in Division II volleyball. 2021 GNAC Player of the Year. Gabby Gunterman, but Daoud-Hibert has put on a clinic at the net late in this set.
Central has been playing some great defense to start this first set. Aliaga now, Gunterman will go again. Taps that one over, and Daya keeps it alive though. And Daya will send it over this time. Softly, and no one gets it. A miscommunication. Huge miscommunication for the Vikings, and that's 21-18.
And all of a sudden, the Vikings are close to dropping their first conference set here at Carver Gym all season. They need to turn it around, and quickly.
This is going to be a huge point for them. As Remsburg sends it over. Woodruff digs it up. Fairchild keeps it alive. They won't get a good hit here as Kepley sends it over. Stars setting it up. Here comes the attack from Andaya. Blocked it in, but sent down into the Vikings court. Point Central.
It has been the Tia Andaya show on offense. That is her 6th kill already.
And that's going to be a timeout for the Vikings. We're going to keep it here, though, as Central is only 3 points away from taking this first set.
Well, this is the closest the Vikings have been to dropping a set here at Carver Gym against a GNAC opponent. They have swept all 6 of their home matches, all 4, excuse me, of their home matches here.
Vikings in an unfamiliar place for sure, being at home and down big in the first set especially. 22-18. in danger of dropping this first set. Adam, what do you think the Vikings need to do here to try and savor this set?
Well, they need someone to take control right now. Right now, we only have more than 2 kills. We don't have anyone on the Vikings with more than 2 kills, and that's Olivia Fairchild and Gabby Gunterman. They need someone on the attack to step up, take control, and grab this set back from the Wildcats.
Vikings definitely need to try and get things going. Central, though, got to give them their props. They've been playing some phenomenal defense here. Definitely what's led to them putting them in this lead. They didn't make those errors also earlier. This could be a way different set that we've seen. Way more.
Vikings only hitting 111 in this set. Not many errors, but the attacks just haven't been as powerful as we've seen them earlier this season.
So out of the timeout here, it's the Wildcats with the serve again. Remsburg, 3 points away from taking this first set here. Huge momentum gain if they were to win it. Woodruff, a bad dig. Good effort by Halborn. Woodruff sends it over. It'll stay in. Here comes Central setting up the attack. Woodruff digs it out.
Wow.
Kepley, the bump over from Halborn. Central again with the attack. Sent over. Halborn with another good dig. Aliaga Fairchild tips it over. Andaya bumps it up, though. Close at the net play there, but Remsburg keeps it. Unable to get a good attack there for Central. Here's Central off the net, though. Halborn. Aliaga over to Kepley. Kept alive once again by Central. Huge rally here. Unable to get a good attack there. And Aliaga comes over to Fairchild, who just tips it over. Central, though, keeps it alive. Gunterman to Aliaga Fairchild. There's going to be a whistle on the play there, and point Vikings. So the Vikings now, 22-19 as Gunterman's back to serve. Need the point here. Stars digs it out. Remsburg tips it over Fairchild. But that's going to be point Vikings there.
Vikings starting to get back into it.
Right out of the timeout, gaining that momentum back just a little bit. They're still down by 2, though, but Gunterman's back to serve for them. Central. Setting it up here. There's the attack, and that'll go. Point Central.
Mariana Payne there, picking up her 2nd kill of the match.
And usually we're used to seeing the Vikings have many of offensive efforts, a lot of attacks coming from different players. Central, it's been a similar story, though. We've seen Mariana Payne all over the place. Andaya, Kaufman, they've been playing really good here, and they lead 23-20. There's a serve from then Halborn. Aliaga, Kepley tips it over. They keep it alive. Setting up for Kaufman. Off the net. Vikings keep it alive, though. Halborn will send it over this time. Unable to get a block there. Stires. Good effort from Remsburg. Sent over lightly by Andaya. Aliaga Fairchild straight to the ground. Unable to keep it alive from Stires.
And we said the Vikings needed someone to take over, and right now, Olivia Fairchild's taking over. That's her 4th kill of the set. Trying to will the Vikings back into it.
Vikings in need of a good serve here, so they put in Abby May. 21-23, down by 2. That one is gonna be a service error for the Vikings.
That's a mistake that they just can't afford.
So the Vikings now 21-24, in danger of dropping this first set here. Here comes a serve from Central. Gunterman off it, and that's going to be a set win for the Wildcats. The Vikings dropped their first set in Carver this season. Not the start the Vikings were looking for right there. We'll be right back here in Carver Gymnasium for the 2nd set.
I would summarize my experience at Western as I was a guarded, nerdy kid who loved to perform, who allowed herself to put in the time and the effort to carve herself into something.
Jump in the trunk, jump in the trunk,
And whatever that was has led me to where I am right now, to be a fully realized woman. And I'm really thankful for the time and the effort that I put in for myself, because if I didn't do it, no one else was going to.
My name is Morgan Paris-Lanza. I'm the executive director and one of the founding organizers of Bellingham Girls Rock Camp. Not only is it an opportunity for kids to learn music, write a song, express themselves, but they also gain these leadership skills that they might not get in other places. It's a program, it's a culture as well as an entire movement, and we really want everybody to feel like they're a part of it, because they are. We all rock.
When I learned about the Sustainability, Equity, and Justice Fund, it was this large sum of money for students to make Western a more sustainable campus. I was in the rec center just kind of thinking about this. People are working out super tough, and all this kinetic energy is wasted. I found out that there were products there on the market that would generate energy for Wade King Rec Center, and just wrote the application for the grant.
It's not about generating the electricity in order to feed electrons back into the grid. It's really about educating students. Making that bridge between theory and practice is really key to what we do at Western.
Welcome back to Carver Gymnasium here for Western Washington Volleyball. I'm Adam Race with Zen Hill, and the Central Washington Wildcats have come into Carver Gym and taken the first set from the number 12 nationally ranked Western Washington Vikings. And Zen, that is something that neither you or me has had to say in our short time broadcasting the Vikings. This is the first time the Vikings have dropped a set against a GNAC opponent this season at Carver Gym. The only other time they dropped a set was against Regis in the WWU Volleyball Invitational. And that still was a 3-1 victory for the Vikings, so this is uncharted waters. Zen, what did Central do right in that first set to take it off the Vikings?
You see, Central Washington did a phenomenal job playing above the net. The Vikings are known for that great offense that they have, the many attacks from people like Gunterman, Ritz Ascender, Fairchild. They get their fair share of kills, but the Central Washington Vikings were blocking almost every attack that the Vikings had. When the Vikings slipped through a couple, the Central Washington Wildcats kept it alive. Their back play has been really good, digging out those hard balls, and they have been sending them over from people like Ndaya, Kaufman. They have been all over the court, and they had a really clean set, I would say there. Really good defense, and their offense was good when it needed to be, I will say. And the Vikings really need to try and bounce back here, as that's a tough loss for them, especially at home in front of a large crowd. We'll see what they can do to regain that momentum.
Great crowd on hand. 1,200 plus here tonight. You'd like to see a better start for the Vikings. Let's see if they can put on a show in the second set, though, as that first point is going to go in favor of the Wildcats. Little dump over the net there. The Vikings sprawling to get it, but they cannot. Central Washington up 1-0.
Carrying that first set win momentum so far into the second set.
And that's Tia Ndaya again. Her 7th kill of the match. She's on pace for yet another triple-triple. Great dig there. Sent across, and that finds the court. Pinpoint accuracy from Ashley Kaufman there. From pretty far back in the court, that is an impressive attack. And now it's 2-0 Central. That's all Wildcats here tonight.
Remsburg right there for the Wildcats, having the good dig off the ground. Central Washington's averaging 12.7 kills and 12.2 digs per set. Starting off hot in this one.
Hobborn sends it over, dug out by Stiers. And Ndaya tipped at the net, kept alive by Gunterman. Fairchild gets after it, sent across by Heilborn. That one took a tip at the net, and it's 3-0 Central Washington.
Just an uncharacteristic start here from the Vikings, down 3-0 early after losing that first set. They just need to dial it back in here.
The Viking faithful look a little bit shaken here. I'm sure this wasn't what they're expecting to see, but they're still going to be loud. And that's a service error there. That was Ashley Kaufman. And That might be exactly what the Vikings need early in this second set.
A really big break for them there. They really needed that first point, and now they can try and shift the momentum their way.
Abby May will serve. Sent across. A little bit of a awkward dig, but it's kept alive. And Daya at the net, but it's blocked and out of bounds. And Daya once again forcing a blocking error. And it's 4-1 Central Washington now. Vikings just have not had a solution to the Tia and Daya problem.
Yeah, they are just starstruck right now, and Daya has been all over the court, digging, assisting, and killing.
And that's another service ace for the Wildcats. They have been serving great all match. Even the ones that they haven't gotten aces on, it's been awkward digs, and Western hasn't been able to get good attacks off the serve. That time, it was Shaughnessy Fisk.
Little we're seeing here from the Vikings, they really just got to get it back going. They know they're good. They got to climb back in this second set.
They need a spark. Heilborn trying to provide it there, but it's dug out by the libero. And an error at the net from Heilborn. It's 6-1 Central Washington. This is very uncharted territory for the Vikings. Down big early in this second.
Central needs to hold on to this lead now. Can't let the Vikings get rolling, because when they get rolling, they're a really good squad, but
Student
right
section trying to will the Vikings back into this one. Kepley blocked at the net. Sent up by Heilborn. The set from Aliaga. Kepley again. That one will not be dug out. And Gabby Kepley trying to hype her teammates up, 2-6.
Maybe just what the Vikings needed right there. Kepley with a spark of hope for the Vikings so far.
Kepley will come out. Tupelo Logo will come in to serve. Had a service error earlier in this match. Cross from Logo. Good serve. Dug out by Stiers, though. Blocked at the net by Heilborn, but kept alive by Central Washington, but not for long. Heilborn with good above the net defense there stifles the Central Washington attack.
Central still playing some great defense so far, but Vikings finding themselves a few of those points.
Heilborn has had a bit of a quiet night with just 1 kill on 11 total attacks. Good offensive play there, though. Violation there from the Wildcats, and the Vikings, a little bit of momentum here.
Central so far in this game has had a lot of errors on their side, a lot of doubles, a lot of crossing the net, running into the net, service errors. I mean, without those errors, we might have a totally different story. Central could have a massive lead on the Vikings, but they're giving away points.
Another good serve, but dug out by Stiers. Blocked at the net by Aliaga, but dug out, sent across by Stiers. Woodruff sends it up for Aliaga to Ritzesender. Kept alive. Wildcats attack with Ndaya. Blocked at the net by Ritzesender. Ndaya keeps it alive somehow. Heilborn sends it across. Kept alive by Fisk. Blocked at the net by Ritzesender. It goes point Vikings. Scramble upon scramble at the net. The Vikings come atop.
Vikings showing off their own defense. We've seen Central playing above the net very well today. Vikings showing they can block it too, and they get the point there. Brings them in 5-6 now.
Ritzesender showing up and doing some damage there. It's 5-6 now. Is that one just off the top of the net from Tupelo Logo, her second service error of the match.
Just cannot afford to give away those free points for the Vikings there, especially after a huge little rally that they took the point on. Cannot afford to give it away.
Ndaya to serve. She has 1 service error on the match. As long as 9 kills. She's been doing it all for the Wildcats. Heilborn the attack. Dug out by Stiers. Sent across. Blocked at the net by Ritzesender. Off the head of Ashley Kaufman, and it's 6-7 now. Ritzesender making her mark on this second set, putting the Vikings back in it.
Ritzesender in the last game at 8 blocks, along with 12 kills, that is. We've seen her get those blocks today. She can dial in those kills. The Vikings need it today.
Heilborn to serve. Big point here. Vikings can try to tie it back up for the first time in the set. Little dump across. Perfectly placed there.
That's Kaufman again for the Wildcats, her 5th kill on the game.
Kaufman just put it right on the button where nobody could get to it.
Central's been playing through Ndaya and Kaufman so far, their main attackers, and they've been finding great success so far.
Logo digs out the serve. Across to Ritzesender. That took a tip at the net. Yes, it did. Point Vikings. 7-8.
This has been Ritzesender's set so far. We've seen her get a couple of blocks. Gets the kill there right now. That's her 3rd on the game.
She had a bit of a quiet first set, but she's coming to play in this second one. Fueling these Vikings as they come back from an early 5-1 deficit. It's now 7-8. Woodruff was the server there. Powerful attack there from WWU Bear. You've seen her play well at the net in that first set, and there with a powerful kill on the attack.
WWU Bear gets her first kill on the game. She's had 6 attacking opportunities, but finds the first kill there on that one.
Service coming here from Kaufman. Woodruff digs it out. Sent across for Gunterman. Tipped up at the net. Stiers puts it up. WWU Bear blocked at the net by Fairchild. And they're hyped up. They want this second set. They're not going to let it get away from them as easy as it looked like it might early in the set. It's 8-9. Vikings still trying to tie it back up.
Really big serve coming here for the Vikings to try and tie it up and switch that momentum as they get the lead maybe.
Aliaga sends it across, dug out by Stiers. Is that one? Little tricky attack there from Alyssa Smith around the blockers. 8-10 now. Vikings and Wildcats exchanging blows. So the Wildcats maintain this small lead early in this set. Crowd getting into it again. Fairchild, that took a tip at the net. No, it did not. Point. Wildcats there. Thought that might have gotten a touch, but it did not.
We don't see Fairchild make a lot of mistakes on offense. Just gets it long there. We've seen a couple of those from both sides. Just going long.
Fairchild leads the Vikings in kills right now with 4 on a .333 hitting percentage. Gunterman sets it up. Aliaga. Kepley takes a tip off the net and finds the court. Maybe a little bit fortunate there, but the Vikings will take it. It's 9-11.
So Stiers right there, just unable to get that up off the ground. Gave a good effort to it. We've seen her all over the court so far, and that's going to be point Vikings. We've seen some bright spots from Kepley so far.
Little cleanup crew on the court here from Stiers. Gabby Gunterman will serve. Vikings need to go on a bit of a run. They've just been exchanging points with the Wildcats, but they haven't really been able to get all the way back and tie it back up. That one is long from Gunterman. She's frustrated with herself there. Wildcats with a 3-point lead. They've held on. They haven't let the Vikings all the way back in. Stiers will serve.
We saw Central give away that lead early in the first set, but climb back. This time they're just holding on to that lead against the Vikings.
Fairchild, powerful attack, and Olivia Fairchild continues to make a difference on offense. That's her 5th kill of the match, leads the Vikings.
Bouncing back from that attack error we saw on her other attempt, strikes that one straight down onto the floor.
5 kills with only 1 attacking error for Fairchild. She's taking control in this second set. 10-12 now, Abby May to serve. Attack from Endaya. Good dig from Aliaga on a powerful attack from Endaya. Sent across by Gunterman. Set up there, dumped across weakly. Vikings might have a chance here to attack. Kepley. Good dig out there from Mariana Payne. Aliaga, Ritza sender, dug out by Stiers. And that's a good attack there from Ashley Kaufman. Once again, from behind that line, she still gets a good attack, finds the court. Wildcats just maintaining that lead, working towards 25. Vikings need to buckle down, not hit the panic button quite yet, just start putting up points. And a miscue there from Gabby Gunterman, uncharacteristic.
It's been the story of the game so far for the Vikings. A lot of uncharacteristic moments, a lot of errors, and they're losing this second set so far.
Diane Flick-Williams will call a timeout, try to regroup the Vikings here as they're down 14-10 in this second set. We'll be right back from Carver Gym.
Campus to Campus is a beautiful reciprocal relationship that's really centered on how to support young students to see themselves in a different kind of way and see the possibilities for their future.
Allie was one of our first mentors. A lot of people have believed in me along the way, Allie being one of them. She's always inspired me. Now I'm at Western, actually going to college.
It's changing lives for the young students that we work with, and it's changing lives for the mentors who work with them.
Welcome back to Carver Gym on the campus of Western Washington University. The Wildcats have a 14-10 lead here in this second set. They took the first set 21-25, and they're looking to take a second, which would be uncharted territory in Carver for the Vikings this year. Dig there from Heilborn. Ritzesender, powerful attack, diving into the stands is Sydney Remsburg, but she can't get to it. Gets to her feet okay, good to see. 11-14 coming out of that timeout. The Vikings are able to take that first point, that all-important first point out of the timeout.
A much-needed point there for the Vikings. Ritzesender with the strike. We've seen her a lot this second set, calling her name out. She gets another kill.
Ritzesender yet to make an attacking error. She has 3 kills in the match. Logo sends it over. Dug out from Kaufman. Kaufman on the attack, dumps it over. Good dig from Gunterman. And right there, Ritzesender. Attack dug out. And that point will go in favor of the Vikings. Little dump over there from Kaufman. Just hit the line and missed.
Seems like she was just unable to keep it in there. Replay agrees.
We will not see a challenge from head coach Mario Andaya in his 27th season in Ellensburg. A little bit of a miscue there on the attack. Aliaga sends it up for Ritzesender, blocks the net but out. And the Vikings have it at 13-14. They have not had it tied up since 0-0. And now they have yet another opportunity.
And they are riding with Ritzesender so far. In their last game versus Alaska Fairbanks, she had 16.5 points. Right now she's responsible for 7.5.
Little miscue at the net there from Heilborn. She's not happy with herself. And Central Washington once again does not allow the Vikings to tie it up. 13-15 now. Andaya, the junior, Ellensburg native, D1 bounce back from Gonzaga, sends it across. She's had an excellent match.
True talent for the Vikings.
Ritzesender sends it across again. The Vikings have it at 14-15. Ritzesender putting on a show on the attack. Flawless in the attack in this match. Her 5th kill ties Olivia Fairchild for most on the Vikings in this match.
She is single-handedly keeping the Vikings in this second set, I would say, so far.
Heilborn sends it across. A perfect attack there from Ashley Kaufman. The Vikings just cannot get it tied back up as these two teams just to continue to exchange point after point. Neither team giving an inch, but the Vikings need a foot.
Right there for the Wildcats, Kaufman. She's a phenomenal offensive player for the Wildcats, averaging 4.22 kills per set.
Aliaga sets it up for Ritzesender. Blocked and out. Ritzesender again. She has been the Vikings' attack in this second set, and it's 15-16 now. She now leads the Vikings with 6 kills in the match, still without an attacking error on 9 total attacks. Sent across. Attack there. Good dig from Logo on a powerful attack. Gunterman sends it over. Miscued by Andaya. And that's the mistake that the Vikings just haven't seen from Andaya all game, and they have tied it back up. We've got a new set at 16-16. Man, the Vikings needed that. Woodruff to serve. Sends it across safely. A dump there from Andaya, kept alive, sent across by Fairchild. Well done there by the Vikings on the sneaky dump. And that is a great dump there from Ashley Kaufman. She's been lights out in this set. She's been finding the corners and placing those attacks perfectly. She picks up another kill.
Once again, we see Kaufman there in her last game, 24 kills. That was against Montana State Billings. She's 5th in the GNAC right now with kills.
Gunterman the attack, blocked at the net but out. 17-17. This match has been neck and neck from the very first serve.
Just a true battle between these two rival schools here, Central and Western Washington. Exactly what the fans want to see. We're packed out here in Carver. We're giving them a show so far.
Attack there is errant. That was Mariana Payne missing just long, and the Vikings take their first lead of the set, forcing a timeout from Mario and Daya. The Vikings lead 18-17 here at Carver. We'll be right back after this.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Dear college sports,
there's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
Welcome back to Carver Gym. The Vikings have taken their first lead of the second set at 18-17. They were struggling to put together a really dominant run, but now they've taken 4 of the last 5 points. They were down 16-14, now lead 18-17.
It's been a really balanced set so far.
Aliaga just long on the serve there. And the Wildcats get the first point out of the timeout.
Something we haven't seen as much so far here from Central is that above the net defense, not that many blocks. Otherwise, this game has been pretty balanced, both sides.
Crowd putting the pressure on Sydney Remsburg. See if she's up to it. She gets it across safely. Woodruff with the dig, Aliaga with the set. Heilborn with the attack, dug out by Remsburg. Another dump there, but it's dealt with easily by Kepley. Gunterman dumps it over and finds the court. Little sideways dump there, takes the Wildcats by surprise, and it's 19-18 Vikings.
Vikings get the lead here again. I think it's worth noting also, WWU did drop a game last season to Central, but that was at Central, of course. Vikings won when they were at home at Carver here, but they find themselves in a close match here so far against Central.
This is the most packed we've seen Carver Gym in a while. Vikings trying to give them a set victory here in set number 2. Gunterman sends it across. Stiers digs it out. Up for Ndaya. Powerful attack from the former D1 player. That is her 10th kill, and that is her 7th straight double-double. She has 10 kills.
And Ndaya is just all over the court for the Wildcats. Really the key piece that they hold. She's been carrying them through this game here as they even it back up.
Stiers sends it up. Kaufman dug out by Gunterman. Heilborn gets the kill. And the Vikings first to 20 in this one. Woodruff out. Ritza send her back in. We've seen her do some damage on the attack in this set. Abby May will serve. Silence over Carver Gym for Abby May. Little miscommunication there, but it is dug out by Kaufman. There's a miscue there. Double hit from Central, and the Vikings take their first 2-point lead of the set. It is 21-19, and they're finally looking to be in their stride. And these fans love free points.
This is a really huge possession for the Vikings so far. They're up 21-19. Abby May really needs to get them going here.
Just long from Abby May. We've seen a few service errors in this set, and that's at a crucial time. Vikings really could have tried to put it away there with another point, but now it's 20-21. Still anyone's second set here. Service will come from Shaughnessy Fisk.
We had a similar moment back in the first set. Abby May up to serve. ends up in the service error, and then the Wildcats went on to win that first set after, so hopefully it's a different story for the Vikings.
Carver gets loud and forces a service error from Shaughnessy Fisk. 22-20. Wildcats had a chance to reclaim momentum, and they squandered it right there.
So you erase the error. Both sides made one, and we're back to a 2-point game here. 22-20 now. Vikings only need 3, and they've got Lalogo back to serve.
Tupu Lalogo had a little bit of trouble serving earlier in this match. Trying to put it across here at 22-20. She does. Blocked at the net by Heilborn. Kept alive. Sent across. Dug out. Ritza Sender with a kill, and it's 23-20, the first 3-point lead of the set, and the Vikings are looking to tie this match up at 1 set apiece. It is 23-20.
Ritza Sender will not go away here for the Wildcats. It's been phenomenal so far in this second set for her.
Another timeout from Mario Andaya. He wants to regroup his team as the Vikings are on the cusp of taking this second set. We'll be right back.
Welcome to our busy world, where we all want more energy, but with less carbon footprint. That's why at BP, we're working to make energy that's cleaner and better. We're producing cleaner burning natural gas and solar and wind power. And wherever your day takes you, we have advanced fuels for a better commute. And we're developing ultra-fast charging technology for EVs. At BP, we see possibilities everywhere, so we can all keep advancing.
We've been graced with this exceptional puzzle that is the planet.
This summer, the Kilauea volcano started erupting.
What we were interested in was expanding our knowledge of the volcano into this domain that's hard to see.
It was the closest I think I'll ever be to seeing such a raw physical process happen in front of my eyes.
This is what we do at Western. We give undergraduates these hands-on research experiences.
This trip has opened my eyes to how incredible research can be. It changed my life.
We're back at Carver Gym, 23-20 Vikings. They struggled to tie it back up after going down early, 5-1 in this set, but now they look in position to take this second set, tie it up at a set apiece here in Carver. We've had a great match so far tonight. Lalogo sends it across, long again from Lalogo. There's been some service troubles for the Vikings. They've been sending it long, just a few too many times. That is their 7th service ace on the match, and a crucial point too. It's 23-21 now.
It's also their 5th service error in just this set, so giving away crucial points in a set they need to win here.
Sent up, Ritza Sender, tipped at the net and kept alive. Sent across, blocked back, Ritza Sender. Kaufman, dive from Gunterman, keeps it alive, but Woodruff cannot get it on the dive. It's 23-22. And we have got a photo finish here in the second set. Vikings need this. They cannot go down 2-0 here. Very talented Central Washington team showing their ability here in Carver Gym. Serve from Tiandai is a good one, but it's kept alive by Gunterman. Heilborn with the attack. Collision, point, 24-22. Set point now for the Vikings.
Seen Central have some miscommunications on defense so far. Right there we see from Stires and Fisk on who's going to get the dig, and Vikings are now 1 point away.
Crowd wants one more point here in this set. Heilborn to serve. Sent up. And finds the court there. Ashley Kaufman, another great attack. That'll be her 10th kill on the match. 2 Wildcats now with double-digit kills. Tia Ndaya and Ashley Kaufman, 2 stars on the attack for the Wildcats. Fully put the Vikings on their heels, but it's 24-23, and the Vikings have another chance to take this set. Ritza Sender dumped over it and finds the court. Vikings take the second set 25-23 after being down early 5-1. They fight their way back and even this matchup at a set apiece. We'll be back for the third set right after this from Carver Gym.
This simple banana peel represents a bold idea, a way to create energy from household trash. It not only saves about 80% in carbon emissions, it helps reduce landfill waste. That's why BP is partnering with a California company, Fulcrum Bioenergy, to turn garbage into jet fuel. because we can't let any good ideas go to waste. At BP, we see possibilities everywhere to help the world keep advancing.
I would summarize my experience at Western as I was a guarded, nerdy kid who loved to perform, who allowed herself to put in the time and the effort to carve herself into something.
Jump in the trunk, jump in the trunk,
And whatever that was has led me to where I am right now, to be a fully realized woman. And I'm really thankful for the time and the effort that I put in for myself, because if I didn't do it, no one else was going to.
My name is Morgan Paris-Lanza. I'm the executive director and one of the founding organizers of Bellingham Girls Rock Camp. Not only is it an opportunity for kids to learn music, write a song, express themselves, but they also gain these leadership skills that they might not get in other places. It's a program, it's a culture as well as an entire movement, and we really want everybody to feel like they're a part of it, because they are. We all rock.
When I learned about the Sustainability, Equity, and Justice Fund, it was this large sum of money for students to make Western a more sustainable campus. I was in the rec center just kind of thinking about this. People are working out super tough, and all this kinetic energy is wasted. I found out that there were products there on the market that would generate energy for Wade King Rec Center, and just wrote the application for the grant.
It's not about generating electricity in order to feed electrons back into the grid. It's really about educating students. Making that bridge between theory and practice is really key to what we do at Western.
The Teaching and Learning Academy is an organization that's housed in the library, and it's where people come to have conversations.
They deal with serious issues that have emotional impact in ways that are typically not found in a class.
We've talked about diversity and inclusivity on our campus and in our community.
It not only enriches my education, but also impacts the ways that I can continue my leadership roles.
Welcome back to Carver Gymnasium here at WECU Court, campus of Western Washington University, between the match of the Central Washington Wildcats and the Western Washington University Vikings. We're all evened up here 1-1 after the Vikings took that second set. I'm joined here by Adam Race. I am Zen Hill. Adam, what did we see the Vikings do good there to climb their way back into that set and even it up here at 1-1?
Well, we saw the Vikings in a situation they have not been in here at Carver Gym this season, down 5-1 in the second set after dropping the first set. Uncharted territory. They showed a lot of grit, and Chloe Ritzesender stepped up in that second set. She so far in this match has 9 kills with no attacking errors. I said in that first set the Vikings needed someone to step up on the attack and take control, and Chloe Ritzesender did just that.
Yeah, it's been a really close game from both sides. Very competitive here. The rivalry, we know it. Right now, we're even about kills. Central's got 29 to Western's 24. The blocks, we've got Central's 8 to the Vikings 13. We didn't see them have that defensive effort we saw back in the first set. The Vikings capitalized on that one. And we enter the third set here, all even 1-1. Fresh slate for both sides here. We'll see who jumps out to the early lead. Try and gain that momentum and hope to take a 2-1 lead. Remsburg back to serve for Central as always. Gunterman to Woodruff now. That one's tapped over the net and struck down. That'll be point Central.
Just a bit of an errant set there from Woodruff. Puts it too close to the net, and the Vikings take advantage. I believe that was Emma DeHood-Hebert at the net, sending it back down.
So Central now up 1. Remsburg still back. Gunterman. Aliaga. Kepley sends it over. Dug up well by Stiers, and they send that one over, and that's going to be called in.
Just an inch perfect attack there, just on the line, but it was in. And once again, Central taking the momentum early from the Vikings.
Both points so far. Doda Bear gets that kill right there. And it's 2-0. Here's Woodruff now as the Vikings try to get their first point. Fairchild. Central keeps it alive, though. Stiers over to Kaufman, into the net. Point Vikings there.
That's something we did not see in the second set. That is an errant attack from Ashley Kaufman. She's been lights out in this match so far. Just a little bit low on that attack there.
So the Vikings will get their first serve of this third set now, as it's Gunterman. She sends it over there. And Daya, dug up by Woodruff. Good effort there. Kepley to send it over, blocked at the net. Central keeps it alive, though. Here comes Daya again. And that one's going to be long, and the Vikings tie it up now 2-2.
I believe that is the first attacking error of the match for Tia Ndaya. She is such a threat. Current GNAC Offensive Player of the Week.
She is a really true talent here for the Wildcats, their star player. They send that one over. Deflected at the net, and that's going to be out of bounds, so point Wildcats.
Just a powerful attack there from Mariana Payne. Gets through the blockers at the net. Looks like it's shaping up to be another close, hard-fought set here.
Libera Stars. Heilborn now. Aliaga back to Heilborn. Off the net, and that's going to be point Vikings. Up 2 points from both sides now.
Heilborn's had a little bit of offensive struggle in this match. That's her 4th kill. If she can get back in her groove, it would be a huge plus to this Vikings attack.
We're used to seeing Heilborn rack up those kills really fast. She's got 978 kills on her career coming into this game. She's only 22 away from that 1K club. Hasn't had the hottest start so far in this game, but let's see if she can get it here in the later sets. Here's Ndaya's attack. Strong but long. Point Vikings.
And Ndaya showing some mortality here in this third set. Before this third set, she had 10 kills on no attacking errors, and now 2 already early in this third set.
So after research, it turns out that Tia Ndaya is human. She does make errors. Here comes Abby May. Another attacking error there for Central, and the Vikings get out to a 2-point lead here to start the third set.
Now Central in this match has been out hitting the Vikings by a little bit. 233 hitting percentage to the Vikings 227, but in this third set, they haven't been able to find the court. And the Vikings are taking advantage with an early 5-3 lead.
Abby May still to serve. Central setting it up here for Ndaya again. Deflected at the net, but unable to keep it alive for the Vikings. That's going to be another point for the Wildcats from Ndaya.
11 kills, 12 assists, 5 digs.
Her last 2 games, Ndaya, 12 kills, 15 kills. She's already up there with 11. We've got at least 2 sets left, so she's going to rack up the numbers quick. Vikings right there with the strike, get the point.
Great attack from Ritza Sender. She had a great second set. She just put it where they weren't there. No chance for the Wildcats.
So we saw the Wildcats in the last set kind of just hold on to that small lead for a little bit in front of the Vikings. We've seen the Vikings kind of do that just to start this third set. Lalo goes back. She has 3 service errors on the game. Unlikely story from her. Wildcats a little all over the place here. And they'll just bump it over. No clean attack so far from them. Aliaga dumps it over. And that hits the ground before it's dug up, so that's going to be point Vikings.
First kill of the match from Aaliyah Aliaga. We saw last time out here at Carver Gym that she has the ability to send those across with some venom and get some points of her own. One of the premier setters in the GNAC.
Good effort there from Rensburg, but unable to get it. And that one's going to be long, and That'll be Lologo's 4th service error on the game.
The Vikings have had just a lot of trouble serving. That's their 8th overall service error, and they are yet to have a service ace. Central Washington, however, has been really good on the serve. 3 aces, and they forced a lot of awkward digs. And just as I say that, of course, it's sent long. Announcer's curse paying off in favor of the Vikings at least.
Just the jinx there, so Lologo's error is erased, essentially, but it'll still show up on the box score, that is. Halborn will be back to serve now, because it's still a 3-point lead for the Vikings. Stiers, Andaya. They send it over. Lologo keeps it up, though. Aliaga to Gunterman, who sends it over, but into the net.
We've seen that a few times from the Vikings. They get a really good defensive effort, a really good dig, a sprawling dig, and they just can't finish off on the attack. They can't finish off those second chances that they're given by their defense.
Something we're not used to seeing from the Vikings. We're used to seeing them keep these rallies alive and really capitalize against other squads, and today the Wildcats have just been the ones winning those long rallies, and Vikings need to find a way to bring it back in. Halborn blocked at the net, but point high Halborn for the Vikings.
Halborn looking to find her stride in this third set. That's her 2nd kill of the set, 5th in the match.
Halborn doing what we know she does well. We've seen her all season do it for the Vikings, and she's showing it off here in the third set so far. Woodruff serves. Stiers digs it out. Andaya just bumped over, dug up by Logo again, but not high enough.
Another dive there from Lologo. This one not quite as good as the last. Good defensive effort, though. Vikings just holding on to the point lead we saw from the Wildcats in that 2nd set.
Wildcats get the serve back to their side now. It'll be Kaufman. Woodruff digs it up. Aliaga setting it up. Gunterman kept alive by Kaufman. Casey with a good dig. Here's Gunterman, just the tap. Tried to be saved by Andaya, but the Vikings will get the point for that one.
I just don't know how you're supposed to defend Gabby Gunterman when she can just float it over. Soft, feathery touch there, and also come at you with some vigor. They don't know how to deal with it there. The Vikings have built a 3-point lead.
It's Aliaga to serve for them. Here comes Central setting it up. Blocked at the net, but out of bounds. Mariana Payne again for the Central Wildcats. And now, Wildcats still in that 2-point range. Trying to close it out here. Remsburg's back to serve. Seen her plenty of times tonight so far back there for the Wildcats. Serving it up. Carver's getting loud, supporting their Vikings here. Third set, we're 1-1. 10-8 Vikings, and that one's long. The crowd noise gets to her. She makes the service error.
That's the 2nd time we've seen Remsburg commit a service error. I'm sure the crowd loves to see that, getting involved, getting some points for the Vikings.
So now we see Gunterman back. Stiers digs it up. Remsburg's with the set. A bad hit there, and Halborn sends it back to the ground. Point Vikings.
No chance there from Mariana Payne. Halborn was all over it.
Great play by Halborn there. Sends it back over the net. And that's going to force a timeout here as the Vikings lead by 4. We'll be right back from Carver Gymnasium. Welcome back to Carver Gymnasium here. We are packed here, as you can see. A lot of students showing out to support their Vikings here on a Thursday night. We've had a great match so far. The Vikings are up by 4 so far. What have we seen from the Vikings so far, Adam? It's led them to get this 4-point lead.
Well, I think that the Vikings have capitalized off of some errors in this third set from the Wildcats that we have just not seen earlier in this match. And they're just being more consistent, getting good defensive plays. If the Vikings can keep this up, they'll be able to get a comfortable third set and retake that dominance that they're used to having here at Carver Gym.
Yeah, it's been an off set for the Wildcats so far. Their hitting percentage is at a .071 compared to the Vikings' stellar .364, that is. It's been Vikings so far. And out of the timeout, it'll be Gunterman to serve. That serve from her goes over. Little dig miscommunication. Dowda Bear gets sent back, though. Fairchild at the net. That'll be point Vikings.
And the Wildcats called timeout because of that play at the net by Heilborn. They come out of the timeout, and they get the exact same thing from Fairchild. Vikings doing a great job of not letting the Wildcats back in after the timeout, taking the biggest lead of the set at 5 points.
Wildcats at many points through this game have been all over the place, leaving in some easy attacks and points from the Vikings. Kepley sends that one over. Steyer's unable to keep it in, point Vikings once again. They're on a streak right now as they're up by 6.
Vikings have picked up the last 4 points in a row. That timeout didn't do anything for the Wildcats, it would seem.
Saw Kepley a lot in that first set. She returns here in that third set, making a difference. That one's sent over, dug up by Gunterman towards the table. Heilborn keeps it alive, runs into the table. Woodruff keeps it in, and the Vikings are still alive. Central, though, coming in. Daya off the block, and it'll be point Wildcats.
What a shame that didn't go the Vikings' way. That's the benefit of us getting to sit at the table. We get the best view in the house. Gabby Gunterman crashed into the table there. All out for that one. Kelly Heilborn, excuse me.
Just an unlucky break there for the Vikings. You want to see them capitalize on that great effort from Heilborn, but they don't get it. Heilborn digs this one up. Aliaga Heilborn will attack, blocked at the net. We've seen it all day from the Wildcats, really playing above the net, sending it back to the Vikings side, and it's led to their main source of points.
And they're not going away here as they pick up 2 straight.
So it'll be Steyer's back for the Wildcats. They've cut it to 4 at this point. Woodruff, Aliaga now. Heilborn, tipped at the net, but Central will keep it alive. Steyers sets it up, and Daya coming. A little soft one in case he keeps it alive. Fairchild. Once again, here comes Daya with just the tap. Gunterman to Aliaga. Fairchild, her tap of her own. Steyers sets it up again. Kaufman, another just soft tap right there. Kepley comes in with the strike, blocked at the net. Gunterman to Aliaga. Heilborn, soft and into the gap. Point Vikings. A long rally right there, but they capitalize on that one, and Carver is hyped.
And this is the Callie Heilborn that we are used to seeing, picking up kills left and right. And that is a great rally there from the Vikings. We've seen often the Wildcats come out on top in these long rallies, but the Vikings taking that one.
And it'll be Abby May to serve once again for the Vikings. Dug up there by Kaufman, and Daya blocked at the net but out of bounds. So the Wildcats take the point there.
That is 13 kills for Ndaya. 407 hitting percentage. She leads both teams.
So now Central just hanging around here. They still trail by 4 as they have. Just a little cleanup on the court here.
Looks like a bug on the court.
I'm pretty sure that was a bug.
Troy Ragsdale providing a piece of paper, saving the day.
And we're back into action here now. Here's Fist from the Wildcats. She sends it over. Gunterman to Aliaga. Kepley, strike and blocked at the net. Unable to be kept alive for the Vikings, and that'll be point Wildcats.
Woodruff there was more self-defense than anything. Just took it right off the face. Just couldn't be kept alive from Kepley.
Wildcats showing that defense we've been talking about all night. Really making the difference for them. They've now cut it to 3. Just climbing their way back here in this third set. Winner of this set takes a huge momentum with a 2-1 lead, just 1 set away from a victory. There's Aliaga. Ritza Sender with a hard strike into the ground. Point Vikings.
Perfect attack there from Ritza Sender. That's her 11th of the match. She leads the Vikings by a country mile in kills. Second place is Callie Heilborn with 6. She has been the spear point of this Vikings attack. And she is still without an error in attack as well.
She has just been electric and strong. That kill right there was nasty. And then Daya tips that one over, and it'll go into the Vikings side. Aliaga unable to send it back over. That brings in Daya now up to 14 kills. She's back to serve. Dug up nicely by Gunterman. Aliaga at the net. Keeps it alive for the Vikings. Heilborn sends it over.
That's a net violation there.
Seen a couple of those from the Wildcats right there. Net violations and doubles we've seen from both sides, and the Vikings now reclaim that 4-point lead that they once had earlier in the set, and it's Heilborn. She's back to serve now.
We've seen the Vikings take control of this set in a way that they have not earlier in this match. It's great to see.
Looks like we're going to get a review here about the challenge at the net. Not sure, but we will be right back from Carver Gymnasium with that review.
Dear college sports,
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
Back here in Carver, so getting the decision off of the review here. Figure it out. So far through this third set, though, we've seen a pretty even match. Vikings holding on to the lead just by a little bit. Seen some stellar defense from both sides. So after the review, it is going to be point Vikings.
Good decision there to review, though. That would have been a very big swing from 17-13 to 14-16. If you're Mario and Daya, you've got to take a chance on that one.
Vikings stay on top of it, though. Heilborn to serve with a 4-point lead. Stiers and Daya sent over, but back over and out of bounds. So it's going to be point Wildcats on that one. The attack from Snethen. Abby Snethen out there, a freshman for the Wildcats, number 4 that is. She's back to serve now as well. There's that, and that's going to be long.
Crowd noise might have gotten to the freshman there.
A lot of service errors on both sides here. Vikings with 8 on the game. Wildcats with 6. Both teams just struggling a little bit back there, but here's Woodruff with a nice serve. Stiers doing Daya. Sets up the attack for Kaufman. Heilborn, they keep it alive, but just on the ground, not much air on those hits, and that'll be point Wildcats.
Pinballing around there in the backcourt for the Vikings. They just can't keep it alive. The Wildcats have yet to win 3 consecutive points in this set, and they need to go on a run like that if they're going to get back into it.
There's a serve, and it's long. And another service error here. Wildcats just giving away points that they cannot afford here as they're already down in this third set.
The Wildcats previously have been doing very well from the serve, had 2 aces in that second set, 1 in the first. They have not had an ace yet in this third set to go along with a few service errors, costly service errors.
So here comes Central. Sends it over. Heilborn digs it out, though. Aliaga gets there to set it up. Gunterman has to take a step back, but gets it over. Stiers, Kaufman, dug up by Callie Heilborn. A nice one. Gabby Kepley comes over, tipped at the net. And Daya unable to keep it alive. Point Vikings, and they're at that 20-point mark.
And this is the most dominant we've seen the Vikings in any set tonight. They're showing why they're number 12 in the nation.
Yeah, very phenomenal third set. We're going to keep it here for this timeout right here as the Vikings are up by 5. And Adam, what has been the real difference we've seen from the Vikings to really electrify in this third set and come out to a 5-point lead here?
Well, it started in the second set. In that first set, they had a .053 hitting percentage. Obviously, that's just not what you want to see, and it ended up in the set victory for Central Washington. They came out strong in that second set with a .424 hitting percentage and floating around the 300 mark in this third. They are just being consistent. They are putting the pressure on the Wildcats, and in this hostile environment, the Wildcats are crumbling a little bit under that pressure.
Yeah, this third set, definitely the best set we've seen from Vikings being played here. Not as many errors, not as many miscommunication moments that we've seen from them. They've been playing this third set very well, and that's why they're leading 5 points here. And it's 20-15. Wildcats played a good defensive game so far. We've seen them all over the blocking mark. We've seen Tia Ndai, who has just had a phenomenal game. 14 kills, 16 assists on a 429 hitting percentage. She's responsible for 14.5 points for the team. She has just been the star. But in this third set, it hasn't been enough for the Wildcats.
They've got the dual threat of Tia Ndai and Ashley Kaufman, who both have double-digit kills.
Ritza Sender leading in kills for the Vikings so far. Her and Callie Heilborn, who's really came alive in this third set. Here's Aliaga's serve. Stiers. Ndaya setting it up. Blocked at the net. Nice defense serve from Kepley and Fairchild. Once again, she taps it over, though. Gunterman. Aliaga Heilborn sends it over. Tipped up at the net, and no one will get it, so that'll be point Vikings.
And you can just feel the energy in here. The Vikings getting a firmer and firmer grasp on this third set.
They lead by 6 now. Starting to pull away here towards the end of this third set. Inching towards that 2-1 lead. Huge momentum swing that would be. Ndaya. And a nice play right there from Duda Bear. Seen her make some flashes of greatness in this game with her third kill.
Duda Bear, the specialist at the net. That's her third kill of the match.
So here's Remsburg back for the Wildcats. They're down by 5. Woodruff now. Aliaga to Gunterman, who just taps it over. What a play by Remsburg to keep it alive. Aliaga now. Fairchild setting it up for Kepley. That one finds the ground, and that'll be point Vikings. So a great effort from the Wildcats there, but it's not enough, and the Vikings are up by 6 once again. 3 points away from this third set.
Superman dive from Sydney Remsburg to keep it alive, but the Vikings bear down and get the point.
Some fabulous effort on both sides we've seen so far. Everyone really taking this game and leaving it all on the court, I would say. Woodruff digs that one out. Aliaga over to Heilborn, the strong attack. Dug up by Stiers, though. Remsburg over to Ndaya, blocked the net, but out of bounds. That'll be point Wildcats. Vikings just unable. Get the block inbounds there. Deflected off left hand of Fairchild. Stiers serves it now for the Wildcats. Callie digs it out. Aliaga, Fairchild, a strong one. Remsburg dumps it over. Little ugly plays at the net right there. Fairchild hits it hard and straight to the ground. Point Vikings.
And that was just Central Washington against Olivia Fairchild. It kept coming to her, and she kept sending it back. And on that last one, she sends it back with authority. The Vikings just 2 points away from a 2-1 set lead here in Carver.
Abby May finds herself in the game once more. The serving specialist for the Vikings. Vikings lead by 6. Only 2 away now. That one will go long. So once again, we see another service ace there for Abby May. It's actually her third on the game. Cannot afford to be giving away those free points, as she's usually put in there to be one of our best servers, but right there makes the error. And Central gets the ball back now as it's Fisk back to serve it. Carver is loud. Gunterman to Woodruff. Callie. And just a bad bump right there from the Vikings. Central staying alive here now, only down by 4, crawling their way back into it.
Set just went a little bit long. Vikings can afford a couple. They have a little bit of wiggle room here, but they want to put this one away sooner rather than later.
Looking to close it out now. Gunterman to Aliaga. Ritza Sender. Long, and that's point Vikings, 24-19. Vikings just 1 away from a 2-1 lead.
Ritza Sender has been putting on a clinic. That's her 12th kill. She is still without an attacking error. She's been infallible.
Crowd is chanting 1. They're on their feet here. 24-19. The Logos back to serve here. She's had a few service errors this game. Let's see if she can dial it in, though. Here comes her serve over the net. Central gonna set it up here. Smith back onto the ground, point Vikings, and they take the third set, 25-19, a dominant set for the Vikings. They had it the whole time, and they win by 6 here. Now up 2-1. We will be back in Carver Gymnasium in just a few for the 4th set.
We've been graced with this exceptional puzzle that is the planet.
This summer, the Kilauea volcano started erupting.
What we were interested in was expanding our knowledge of the volcano into this domain that's hard to see.
It was the closest I think I'll ever be to seeing such a broad physical process happen in front of my eyes.
This is what we do at Western. We give undergraduates these hands-on research experiences.
This trip has opened my eyes to how incredible research can be. It changed my life.
Welcome to Fowler, Indiana, one of the windiest places in America, and home to 3 BP wind farms. In the off chance the wind ever stops blowing here, the lights can keep on shining thanks to our natural gas, a smart partner to renewable energy that's always ready when needed, or not. At BP, we see possibilities everywhere to help the world keep advancing.
I would summarize my experience at Western as I was a guarded, nerdy kid who loved to perform, who allowed herself to put in the time and the effort to carve herself into something.
Jump in the trunk, jump in the trunk,
And whatever that was has led me to where I am right now, to be a fully realized woman. And I'm really thankful for the time and the effort that I put in for myself, because if I didn't do it, no one else was going to.
Welcome back to Carver Gym here on the campus of Western Washington University. The Vikings, after going down 1-0 early, have won the next 2 sets. It is now 2-1, and they're 1 set away here from another victory at Carver Gym. Zen, what did the Vikings do right in that 3rd set?
The Vikings just played really some stellar offense. We've yet to see them really become dominant here in this game so far, and right there, they played really well in that 3rd set. A .355 hitting percentage, really efficient for the Vikings so far. Coming into this 4th set, if they continue that, I'm sure they'll be able to overcome this stout Central Washington defense.
It was a solid set all around there from the Vikings as they finished with a .355 hitting percentage and only 3 attacking errors. Central Washington, on the other hand, had their worst hitting percentage of the match at .171 in that set. They were prone to errors, and it came back to bite them as it was a 25-19 3rd set victory. The Wildcats didn't go away, but didn't quite keep it that close. And at the end, the Vikings just pulled away, left no doubt. And now they're looking to close it out here in front of a packed Carver Gym.
It has been a complete team effort, definitely, for the Vikings. It's kind of what we consider an off night for Gunterman, which is hard to say when she has 5 kills and 7 digs still, which is still phenomenal in itself. But we've seen Ritza Sender step up, Halborn, Gabby Kepley, and Olivia Fairchild. We're used to calling their names out, and they've really taken a step forward here, especially Ritza Sender. For the whole game, we've seen her playing defense, getting some good strikes down there. Halborn came alive last set, and Vikings, if they all dial it in here, they'll take this victory 3-1.
2021 GNAC Player of the Year, Gabby Gunterman to serve. Start off this 4th set. Sent across, blocked in the net, kept alive by Woodruff. Kepley sends it up, and Gunterman sends it across. Stiers sends it up. Blocked at the net by Gabby Kepley. And they finally found an answer to the Tia and Daya problem there as Gabby Kepley gets up and sends it back. And the Vikings take the first point of this 4th set.
Tia and Daya kind of being slowed down last set. Wasn't as electric as the first 2. This one, she starts off rough with a block there from Kepley.
Daya again, blocked at the net again by Fairchild. Central Washington keeps trying to go back to her, and Western Washington keeps shutting her down. And Western Washington really hasn't done a great job of getting off to quick starts in sets so far, but now a 2-0 lead to start off this fourth set. Sent across. Dug out by Kaufman. Hebert blocked. Heilborn sends it across, and Daya digs it out. Dumped across. Heilborn with the dig. Kepley dug out by Remsburg, but into the corner. Little slide there from Mariana Payne. Goes into the stands. Looks like she's all right though, but the Vikings now 3-0 in this fourth set, excuse me. Showing their class. And this is the first fourth set we have seen here at Carver in GNAC play this season. We're in uncharted waters with the Vikings, showing why they're number 12 in the nation. Good serve there, but it's dug out, sent back down by Callie Heilborn, and it's all Vikings to start off this fourth set, 4-0.
You saw Remsburg right there backing off because she knew the out-of-the-way dig was not going to go over the net. She was on her back feet, and they just dumped that one right over from the point right there.
Sent across and dug out. Up for Mariana Payne with the kill. Wildcats have their first point of the set, 4-1 now.
Payne so far having a good game. 7 kills for her. They've found her a few times when they're not feeding it to Ndaya.
Fairchild kept alive somehow and sent back across. That one looked like it was surely going to be a kill, but that one will be, as Stiers can't quite keep it alive, and the Vikings are up 5-1 now in this fourth set. Now the Wildcats might be in trouble if they can't find the attack through Ndaya, as they have struggled to do early in this fifth set. Ndaya with 15 of the 43 kills for the Wildcats to go along with 17 assists and 7 digs, her 7th straight double-double. Has a chance at a triple-double, which he's done once so far this season against Western Oregon. That one set up for Ndaya, dumped across but kept alive there by Heilborn. Ritzesender tips it across. Tipped over again, kept alive on a dive by May. Heilborn, dug out by Stiers, good dig there. Ndaya sends it across lightly. Set from Aliaga, tipped over by Ritzesender, a bit of a missed set there. Ndaya, tipped but missed. And Tia Ndaya, she needs to find her stride quickly if she's going to give her team a chance here. They can't afford her to go cold in this fourth set. It's now 6-1 Vikings.
They fed Ndaya 35 times this game. Hitting percentage of .324 right there, but she doesn't find the empty court right there.
Kaufman and Ndaya, the 2 spear points for the Wildcats, haven't been on their game in this fourth set. Ndaya here, blocked again by Ritzesender. And the Wildcats just have no way across the net. They played really well in this match, but they're being stifled right now by the Vikings. Head coach Mario Ndaya wants a timeout. And we'll stay here for it. Vikings up to a 7-1 lead now. This is by far the best they've started off a set. They found themselves down in the first and the second set early. Battled their way back in the second, couldn't quite find their way back in the first. Zen, what has been the key to this early dominant in this fourth set for the Vikings?
So far in this fourth set, what we've seen is the Western Washington Vikings have done a really good job shutting down Tia Ndaya. They are feeding her over and over again. We've seen through the first 3 sets, and she has found success on most of those opportunities. But so far in this set, they've been blocking her at the net. She's gone outside the lines on a couple of them, and now Vikings are out to a 6-point lead, and Central's looking for an offensive attack as they are unable to find points if the Vikings aren't making errors so far, and that's been the story of the game, I'd say, so far. And the Vikings just playing all around really good in this the third set, and now in the fourth set as well, and they're out to this early lead trying to close it out, I'd say.
Tia Ndaya, D1 bounce back, played 2 years at Gonzaga, played 68 sets during her freshman campaign, finished with 226 total assists. She is last year's unanimous GNAC All-Conference and GNAC Newcomer of the Year, and is currently the defending GNAC Offensive Player of the Week. She's had a great game, a great match, but in this fourth set, Vikings have had the answer. Service will be Abby May. 7-1 Vikings, sent across by May. Up for Payne. Good attack there. May can't dig it out. Mariana Payne making a difference here in the fourth set for the Wildcats as they're starting to feed her a little bit more.
She put her all into that strike right there, straight to the floor. May unable to dig it out. Trying to fire up her fellow Wildcats maybe.
7-2 now. Wildcats trying to find a way back into this fourth set, back away into this match. That one is blocked to the net, but kept alive, but off the net. Just out from Woodruff there. It was a scramble at the net. Woodruff sent it up with a prayer, but it just landed outside the boundary. 7-3 now. And out of the timeout, Wildcats picked up a couple of kills. A couple of points, that is. They have it at 7-3 now. Hard attack there from Ritzesender. Dug out by Stiers, though. Aliaga sets up for Ritzesender again, and that one is just off. That was a good dig from Stiers off that Ritzesender attack, and it pays off.
First time we've seen Ritzesender miss, it seems, this game. She's been phenomenal for the Vikings right now.
And we mean that literally. That is her first attacking error of the match, as that one is short from Kylie Thorne, the sophomore out of Pasco, Washington. It's 8-4 now.
First time we've seen Thorne enter the game for the Wildcats and makes the error there.
Tupu Lalogo has had a little bit of her struggles serving tonight. She'll serve here. 4 service errors, but that one finds the court. It's a good serve, too. Sent across by Kaufman, but long. 9-4 Vikings, and the Wildcats just can't find their offensive footing. That is their 5th error already in this set to go along with just 2 kills.
Kaufman unable to get the clean dig on it, just bounced it right over her head, led to the ugly attack.
Lalogo to serve again. That one gets across. Kaufman digs it out. Set up. Dug out by Gunterman. Aliaga. Heilborn. Just out.
Heilborn barely missing there as it just went long. Unable to just toe that line. Wildcats luck out there.
Alyssa Smith comes into the match now. She has 3 kills, no attacking errors so far. Looking to make a difference in this fourth set. Vikings up 4. Heilborn the attack, dug out by Stiers, way up in the air. At the net, violation at the net. No, I'm in favor of the Wildcats there. Aliaga and Ndaya both went up for it.
Seems on the replay here.
They're gonna have a talk about this one.
Didn't look like much, but never tell.
Umpires chatting at the chair.
Those plays close to the antenna get a little harder to tell whether they're coming in contact with something. So just some talk from both sides, it seems, trying to figure out what we're doing here. Checking out this replay one more time. Ritzesender doesn't make contact. Seems like Central made contact, actually, and Ndaya came in contact with the net first. That might be the call we're debating here. If so, that's going to be point Vikings if it goes that way. But
both coaches in the ear of the umpire here. Mario Ndaya and Diane Flick-Williams.
Seems to be no change despite the debate.
That point will remain with the Wildcats. After a delay, Ndaya will serve again. 9-5 Vikings. Ndaya sends it across, dug out by Gunterman. Aliaga dumps it over, but it's sent back and kept alive. Heilborn the attack. Stiers cannot dig it out. That's right towards us. And Western is the first at 10. It's 10-5. And they're showing the same dominance they showed in that last set, just taking a solid lead. This is what we're used to seeing from the Vikings here at Carver.
So the Vikings have almost a exact same situation back in the third set. That 5-point lead that they held on for the entirety of the set, it seemed. Wildcats only came within 4-3 a couple times, but Vikings jumped out on top again. And they find themselves with the momentum here.
Been a bit of a sloppy set from both sides so far. 2 kills for the Wildcats, just 4 kills for the Vikings. Both teams under a 100 hitting percentage. For the Vikings with that 5-point lead. Dug out by Lalogo. Aliaga sets it for Heilborn, sent over lightly. A dive keeps it alive. Kaufman, hard attack, finds the court. 10-6 now.
Seems like the Wildcats have started to focus more on Kaufman ever since Ndaya was kind of getting shut down by the Vikings. They've switched it up now, finding success there.
Kaufman also in double-digit kills, now at 12. Go along with 7 digs. 13 kills, excuse me. Heilborn tipped over by Aliaga. A little bit of a misplay. Aliaga trying to make something of it. Aliaga blocks it at the net. Slide. 4 hits. Point Vikings. And they maintain that 5-point lead now at 11-6. Olivia Fairchild will be coming in now for Chloe Ritzesender.
You got to give a shout out to the hustle we've seen from both sides. These teams really just giving it their all. Ndaya trying to keep it alive there, just unable to not do it. But both sides have been all over the court, diving, saving, creating some great rallies.
They put on a show tonight in Carver in front of a good crowd here, 1,000, 1,100 plus. Woodruff sends it across. Dug out by Kaufman. Sent across. Kept alive by Woodruff. Heilborn with the attack. Errant dig there from Ndaya. And the Vikings now with a 6-point lead. It is all Vikings here in the 4th set. See if they can maintain it. Close out the set. Close out the match.
Vikings have really cut down on their own errors while the Wildcats are unable to, and find the Vikings in front.
Kaufman swats it across. Perfectly placed again. We've seen that all night from Kaufman, just with those little dumps over the blockers. Finding the court, 12-7 now. Kaufman to serve. Good serve there, but dug out by Woodruff. Gunterman with the attack. Takes a tip, and that'll be a kill for Gabby Gunterman. She's been a little bit quiet tonight, but she gets it done there. Great thing about this team is when your stars like Gabby Gunterman have a bit of an off night, you have people like Chloe Ritzesender, Olivia Fairchild, Callie Heilborn, just so many people who can step up and make that difference on the attack.
We've seen Woodruff as well make some really phenomenal digs for the Vikings on their side, approaching that 10-dig mark in the match.
Blocked at the net by Fairchild, but just rolls along the net and out. Coming out of the game for the Wildcats is Alyssa Smith. Coming in is Sydney Remsburg. We've seen some heroic digs from Remsburg in this match, and she'll be serving now at 13-8 in favor of Western Washington. Sent across, Gunterman with the dig. Aliaga sets for Fairchild. Kept alive. Blocked to the net and kept alive by Heilborn. Kepley thrown across and cannot be dug out by Ashley Kaufman. The Vikings continue to take control. They regain a 6-point lead at 14-8.
Gabby Kepley been reliable and consistent for the Vikings so far. They go to her when they need her, and she just finds open court a lot of the time, getting those points.
These two teams have been exchanging points right now in this set. As that one goes in favor of the Wildcats, it's just been back and forth, but the Wildcats need to go on a run to surmount this lead that the Vikings have. The Vikings will take this back and forth play if it means they get to 25. Serve here from Stiers. Dug out by Woodruff. Aliaga, a little bit of an errant tip. Woodruff sends it across lightly. Up and blocked, but out. That was another attack there from Payne. Ndaya, excuse me.
What we're seeing right now is the Wildcats show what they did in those earlier sets. They're attacking those edges, getting the Vikings to deflect them out of bounds, and they're finding points.
Stiers with the serve. Woodruff with the dig. Aliaga up to Heilborn. Good attack there. Heilborn points to Aliaga on that pinpoint set. Heilborn puts it just where it needs to be. 15-10 Vikings.
Heilborn with 12 kills, 9 digs on the game, approaching a double-double herself. Halborn's always been a bright spot for the Vikings in their last loss versus Alaska Anchorage. She was the only bright spot for them. She almost had a double-double in that one with 9 kills and 13 digs.
Blocked at the net. That's Ritza Sender and Kepley shutting down Indaya again. Looks like the Vikings know where that attack is coming from and are just there to stop it every single time.
They're just building a wall in front of Indaya. She fired that one straight into the hands of Ritza Sender, and just Vikings playing really good defense in this 4th set.
Serve will come from Abby May. Sent across. Up by Kaufman. Stiers sends it towards the net. Indaya will send it across, but out. And Central Washington just can't seem to put together an attack without Tia Indaya being pinpoint. She went into the 3rd set without a single error. She now has 7 errors. Still 15 kills to go along with 20 assists, though. Not a bad stat line. Here's Indaya again. The dump. Dug out by Halborn. She read it all the way. Kepley, powerful, but blocked at the net by Snathan. And that'll go and point up the Wildcats. Out comes Payne. In comes Kylie Thorne. She's featured in this 4th set. Did not feature before that. She'll serve here, 17-11. Service goes to Halborn. She keeps it alive. Ritza Sender, powerful attack dug out by Stiers. And Daya tipped at the net, kept alive by Gunterman. Aliaga sets it for Heilborn, blocked at the net. Heilborn sets it up again. Aliaga, Kepley, powerful. Stiers can't handle it. 18-11, the largest lead of the set for the Vikings.
Gabby Kepley once again bringing the fire to this Vikings offense. We've seen her make her appearances here and there. She's had 9 kills on the game.
And that'll force a timeout from Central head coach Mario Indaya as the Vikings have built a 7-point lead here in this 4th set, trying to put the match away. We'll be right back after this.
The Teaching and Learning Academy is an organization that's housed in the library, and it's where people come to have conversations.
They deal with serious issues that have emotional impact in ways that are typically not found in a class.
We've talked about diversity and inclusivity on our campus and in our community.
It not only enriches my education, but also impacts the ways that I can continue my leadership roles.
Back to Carver Gym. The WECU Court is rocking. The fans are happy to see the Vikings storm back after dropping that 1st set. They now lead by 7 in what could be a decisive 4th set. And they have service in that 7-point lead. Tupelo Logo will serve. The Logo sends it across. Kaufman digs it out. Kaufman on the attack. Dug out by Gunterman. Aliaga sends it up. Gunterman sends it across. Looks like she didn't expect it to kill there, but she finds the weak point in the Central Washington defense, and it's 19-11. And the Vikings are looking to put a cap on this one.
Gunterman playing on both sides right there for the Vikings. Her 11th dig, 7th kill. She gets both on that sequence of events right there.
It says a lot that Gabby Gunterman can put up 7 kills and 11 digs, and we can still think that it might be a little bit of an off night for her. She's just such an elite player on both ends of the court, doing everything. Little delay here, but Tupelo Logo will serve at 19-11. That one was finding the corner, had to be kept alive by Kaufman. Kaufman with the attack. Gunterman keeps it alive after it was tipped at the net, and a little bit of a miscommunication there, but it's kept alive by Logo. And that'll go in favor of Central Washington. It looked like Tupelo Logo, Malia Aliaga couldn't decide who was going to get that one.
Some really good effort there from the logo, but miscommunication, misunderstanding there from Ritza Sender.
Daya sends it across. Ritza Sender, powerful attack, kept alive, but not for long. Kylie Thorne tried her best, but when Gabby Gunterman gets it all behind it, there's not much you can do.
Ritza Sender basically regaining that point that she cost her team and brings it back in. She's been really dominant this game. 13 kills, leading the squad. She's also responsible for 17.5 points.
Sent across, tipped over there from Abby Snathan. The freshman, little trickery there, finds the front corner. Rachel Lambrecht will come in for Abby Snathan now. 20-13. Central Washington trying to keep this one going. Vikings trying to end it. Good service there. It's kept alive. Gunterman with the attack, blocked at the net. That was to Oud Bear, who's been a monster at the net for the Wildcats. Gets a block assist there, 2014. Wildcats trying to put a run together here. Come back from that big as 8-point deficit they've had to deal with. Heilborn dug out by Ndaya. Sent up for Kaufman. Good dig from Heilborn, kept it alive. Heilborn sends it across lightly. Dig there from the logo. Ritza Sender finds the back of the court. 21-14. Chloe Ritza Sender continues to be dominant in attack. That is her 14th kill of the match. She leads the Vikings. Only one attacking error on 14 kills and 23 attempts. Very impressive stuff.
Ritza Sender, a two-way player for the Vikings. She's second in the GNAC with 1.7 blocks per set. Today we've seen her really take a step forward offensively, though.
Kaufman there had the kill. Kaufman has 16 kills on the match as she now actually eclipses Tia Ndaya's match total. Tia Ndaya, of course, also providing 23 assists.
They've been calling Kaufman's name a lot more in this fourth set.
Fairchild sends that one across, just tips it into the blockers, has them send it down onto their own side of the court. And it's 22-15. Vikings inch closer to the victory here in Carver.
Vikings with one of their biggest leads coming into the latter half of the sets in this game so far.
That was a good serve there from Malia Aliaga as it forces an error from Stiers on the dig. It's now 23-15. Malia Aliaga to serve again. 23-15, just over the net. Stiers digs it out. Sent up, tipped at the net, and it'll go out. Point Wildcats. 23-16. Wildcats looking to extend this one. In comes Sydney Remsburg as well as Mariana Payne. Out comes Thorne, as well as Alyssa Smith. Remsburg will serve. Carver getting loud for Remsburg, but she keeps it in the court. Gunterman the attack, dug out by Stiers. Weak attack there is dug out by Heilborn. Fairchild in. She finds the side there, and now we have set point, match point at 24-16. We'll see if Mario Ndaya wants to challenge this one.
According to the replay.
And he will challenge it.
Seemed on the second time through it might have been out. So, I mean, at this point, you have to challenge that right here. You have those challenges. Huge point right here as Central Washington is just trying to keep it alive for them and stay in this match. But we'll see if the ones get overturned. I think it might, but you never know.
It looks close from our perspective. We actually had a good view here on the near side. Mario Ndaya, like you said, needs to start using those challenges quickly. Central Washington is running out of rope. Swing would be from 24-16 to 23-17. It's not much, but it might just stem the tide. The band's getting loud. The crowd's getting hyped. They want to see a victory here.
Part of the crowd rising to their feet here. I'm sure they'll be erupting. The Vikings can pull it off here in the fourth set and get that victory.
Vikings set a season attendance high in their last match here at Carver, over 1,100. And although we don't have an official attendance number yet, I've got to say it looked like even more than that tonight. This is Vikings athletics at its best. Students coming out to support. It's a great sight to see.
So the Vikings now approaching their 1,001st win, if they could pull it off here today. They got their 1,000th win in program history in their last match versus Alaska Fairbanks, where they had a 3-1 victory right there.
Alaska Anchorage on that Alaska trip, beating the Vikings, number 11 in the nation. This is a very strong GNAC. The Vikings, of course, have won the GNAC 4 years in a row, as that one is going to go in favor of the Vikings after review. The challenge for Mario and Daya does not pay off, and it is set point, match point. Gabby Gunterman to serve. Crowd calls for one more point. Gunterman the serve. Stiers sends it up. Tipped at the net, but kept alive. Olivia Fairchild, Gabby Kepley. Looks like a double hit there. 24-17. And at least for 1 point more, the Wildcats keep it going. Stiers will serve here. 24-17 now. Crowd on their feet.
Big serve coming here.
Maybe delay here as they wipe off the court, but Stiers will now serve. Sent across from Stiers, dug out by Woodruff. Aliaga up to Kepley. Dug out there by Kaufman. Up for Payne, kept alive by Woodruff. At the net, falls down. 24-18 now. Central Washington extending this match.
Vikings have some wiggle room. Still up by 6, of course, but they want to close it out as soon as possible.
They want to put it away right here as Stiers sends it across. Aliaga the set. Heilborn, Stiers digs it out. Dumped across, weakly, Heilborn, Aliaga, Fairchild dug out there by Remsburg. Tipped across, kept alive by Kepley. Up for Gunterman, Stiers digged again. Sent across by Kaufman. Too long, point, set, match. The Vikings win it here in a packed Carver Gym, and that is a sight that just does not get old as they send rivals Central Washington back to Ellensburg with a loss. Wildcats fall to 3-3 in GNAC play, 8-6 on the season. The Vikings, on the other hand, pick up their 1,000th win at Alaska Fairbanks, and now they've started on that second 1,001 in program history with a 3-1 victory here at Carver. Chloe Ritzesender was excellent, 14 kills with just one attacking error. That is a .565 hitting percentage. Vikings out-hit the Wildcats 257-186, and after losing that first set, the Vikings just took control and showed why they are number 12 in the nation. It's been a great night here at Carver Gym. This is what Vikings athletics is all about, and we'll see you here again later this week here in Carver Gym. From Adam Race and Zen Hill and everyone here on Viking TV, good night, and Sko Vikes.